AITA for telling my sister she's the reason I'll never adopt. I, 30F, have 3 bio siblings, 37 meters, 36 meters, 33F, and a sister, 31F. My sister, who I will call Becky Biomom, is my mom's cousin. The story of Becky getting adopted by my parents was basically her bio parents were addicts that just came one day out of the blue for a visit, then abandoned her at my house. She was 5 weeks old. For a few weeks they tried to get my cousin's family to take her, but those assholes didn't want the shame of a baby with medical issues that was born out of wedlock. My parents fell in love with Becky and the rest was history. Thankfully, all Becky really needed was love and a good home. She beat a lot of odds and leads a healthy, successful life. My parents never hid the fact Becky was adopted. She's biracial, and we all learned about her heritage growing up. Everything was perfect till her parents reached out when she was 22. They were clean and wanted a relationship. In the space of a few months she became a different person. It was like she hated us for taking her away from her bio parents. As soon as she finished college and got the €20,000 check my parents gifted her, it's a startup we all got, she ghosted us and sent a letter to my parents telling them if they ever tried to contact her again, she filed a restraining order. She got married and none of us even knew. Her mother passed away when she was 26, which led her father to relapse, then unfortunately die 8 months later. After Becky reached out, my parents welcomed her back with open arms, but I still can't. Which leads to now me and my husband recently had a baby via IVF after 6 years trying. 5 natural. I brought my son to meet the family tonight, and after dinner the girls of us were in the living room. I thought up how he was worth everything, explaining my struggles, and that I'm gonna start naturally trying soon so he will have a sibling. Becky made a comment about why we didn't look into adoption since the world was already over populated. I told her, honestly, we thought about it, but after all the shit you pulled, I'm afraid you're the reason I will never adopt. Becky yelled at me to get over it already, then left, and my mother said I shouldn't have spoke to her like that, so in the end I ended up leaving early too. My siblings are on my side, but my parents are extremely mad. Also, I'd like to point out English isn't my first language and I'm on mobile NTA because if her bio parents were still alive she wouldn't even be around y'all right now. Edit. Oh wow, 4 rewards, thanks y'all. Lol, literally wrote this and went to sleep. Wasn't expecting it to blow up. LMAOO. NTA, she dropped her real family for strangers that share her genetic makeup. That must have been very hurtful and I'm sorry you experienced this. She asked a question. You gave your honest answer and also brought up a very valid concern. I have heard of similar situations, so it doesn't sound like an isolated incident. I don't know if any of the siblings got a real apology from Becky, but there are consequences to her actions. So until she gives a real apology and wanted to go to family therapy, she isn't taking ownership of her mistake and leaving the burden on everyone else to get over it. Congratulations on the new baby and wishing you the best of luck on number 2. Edited. Grammar. NTA. Did she ever apologize at least about what she did? Becky was abandoned by her birth parents and then abandoned by the rest of their family who didn't want to take on a child with health needs. That type of thing can create huge issues and a disordered attachment style. Basically, insecurity over whether people really love her. I'm involved in foster care, and this type of thing is very normal. Becky perhaps felt that she almost needed to abandon her adoptive family in order to prove that her bio family really did love her. A bit twisted. But I'm sure her emotions at the time were very, very intense. This is why, in foster care, even when it is very messy and complicated, we usually try to make sure children have contact with biofamily, so they don't develop some fantasy of what their real family is like and run off to them the first chance they get. Did Becky act fantastically? No, she didn't. But being the only adopted child in your family and biracial too must not have been very easy. I'm sure she felt quite different a lot of the time. She asked why you wouldn't adopt and she got her answer. I'd leave it there. NTA, I hate adopted kids who turn on the parents who loved them and raised them as soon as they find out their real parents want a relationship. She deserves it honestly. Info. Has Becky ever had any issues growing up as an adopted child? Her reaction sounds quite extreme. I understand meeting bioparents is a huge deal. But this? NTA. I mean, she asked the question, rather invasive and rude one, mind you, and you gave the answer. Info. Did she ever talk about why she left or your parents mention why they forgave her? The situation is complicates and she was young when this happened. An adult but young. Who knows what her bioparents told her or how she felt about the adoption. Still, when you are introducing yourself your newborn, she has no right to bring up adoption the way she did. NTA. You are entitled to your feelings. Too bad she didn't like hearing how her behavior affected you. She can pull up her big girl pants and get over it. NTA. Her turning on your parents was cruel. Then popping back like nothing happened? How can anyone trust her again? What if other family crops up from her other side? Will she throw more shade and ghost your parents again? NTA. You don't have to forgive her after what she did. And while you were harsh, nobody has told her how she affected the family. It sounds like she deserved every word. And that's coming from an adopted person in contact with all of her families. First off, all the best to you, your husband, and your child. Congratulations on your child. I know how hard IVF could be. I have friends that have gone through it. But as far as Becky goes, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Just because her parents forgave her doesn't mean you have to. And I agree with what one of the commenters said. If her mother hadn't died, she probably still wouldn't have reached out to you.
ESH.
NTA. You were only honest about how you felt. She pushed the topic. To me, it sounds like the only reason she is there now is that biofamily isn't around anymore. NTA. It's your personal choice if you want to adopt. The way she acted towards your parents, the people who took care of her for the majority of her life, is wrong. She didn't deserve them to take her back in. Though they did. You have a right to still have bad emotions towards her because of that. She didn't consider or care, from what it seems, as to how her actions caused you, your parents, and your siblings to feel. So if she wants you to forgive her, she needs to talk to you about it and listen to how it hurt you instead of acting childish still. NTA. She straight abandoned you all when something better came along. And when it fell apart, she weasels back in. I wouldn't have been nearly as nice as you were. NTA. Did she even acknowledge or apologize for the stunt she pulled? This feels a lot like a story I've read here, almost word for word. NTA. I'm adopted and therefore have the authority to say Becky is TA. And since my mom's name is Becky, I really enjoyed saying that. She in fact can be an asshole. NTA. You have every right to be angry. Your family made her one of your own, then she turned on you. Has she ever apologized? Her reaction suggests she doesn't appreciate then pain she caused. It understandable you don't want to be on the receiving end of what your parents went through with her.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic AITA is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.